The committee had a major shift in focus last October with Hurricane Sandy. From 2010, we had been largely focused on preparedness issues, and we're pushing parishes as well as the diocese to have a preparedness plan in place. In October of 2012, for the first time, I guess since 2005, we had a major disaster within the diocese, and our focus has been on responding to that disaster in Somerset County. Part of that involves these pieces of paper. Each parish should have a parish disaster recovery information gathering sheet to be filled out. We're trying to put together teams of volunteers that can be coordinated and brought down into Crisfield. Out front at the table with Sandy and Skip Wrightson, there's another slip for individuals to put their contact information and special skills. So we're going to collect a database to coordinate volunteer representation. I'm now going to introduce Ms. Katie Mears, who is the Director of Episcopal Relief and Development from New York, who's been very helpful for us in responding to the disaster in Somerset County from Hurricane Sandy.
Katie, we'd like to... I'd like to introduce you Katie Mears, who is representing the Episcopal Relief and Development team. We are glad to have you in our diocese and for being with us today and for what you're going to be doing for us. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. I'll switch that preposition. I'm not going to be doing it for you, I'm going to be doing it with you. So be warned. My name is Katie Mears, as they said. I'm the manager of the U.S. Department of Episcopal Relief and Development. And that means that we do disaster response and preparedness here in the U.S. And I've had this job for the past 3 years. Before that, I worked running some of the house response, sort of gutting and rebuilding work for the Diocese of Louisiana in New Orleans after Katrina. And I grew up in Iowa. So Iowa, New York, New Orleans, sort of moved all over the place. But I'm so glad to be able to be with you today. My family's actually from the Eastern Shore on the Virginia side. So I spent a lot of time around here as a kid. I'm so happy to be able to be back down here. What I think is exciting is that I've always jokingly said over the last couple of years that we're pushing preparedness, but I've never actually worked with a congregation or with a diocese that actually was prepared. That we push the plans, we push the trainings, but it's never actually, the disasters have not lined up with my preparedness. And unfortunately for you all, but luckily for me, this is the first time we've had a chance to work with a diocese that's as organized as you are. That having the committee, having all the folks trained in the Hopkins model, having all the preparedness contacts in all these parishes, has been amazing to be able to work with you all on that. So I'd like you all to give yourselves a pat on the back and a sort of hat tip to Bishop Shan for all the leadership on this work, because it's been impressive. One of the pieces from our side at Episcopal Relief and Development is around the world, the way that we work is we work in partnerships with dioceses, both here and all over the world, to respond to human need. That's not about me from my cubicle in New York, riding into Crisfield and building houses. That we work through your diocese to work through the congregations to do that ministry. And it's been amazing to see how that works. And as you know with Sandy, all the attention was farther north. That folks heard about Jersey, folks heard about Staten Island. Crisfield was not on the top of the radar. And the way that this has sort of trickled up from the congregational level, and that's exactly how it's supposed to work. At Episcopal Relief and Development, we're not first responders. We're not sort of showing up with vast amounts of water and giant generators and doing all that work at the very beginning. What we want to do is partner with you all to stay through the long-term recovery, so that we're not the first ones in, but that we walk with the community and with you all as the recovery goes forward. So I'm excited to know that this is a relationship that's not just right now, but it's over the next couple of years as that community figures out what long-term recovery looks like. I will be here. I can talk. I'm locally, I work often with dioceses and we have multi-day trainings. So 5 minutes is not my normal time domain. So I will be here all day and I'm happy to keep talking to folks about what recovery might look like, what it looks like here. My main request for you all is to know that we're here with you going forward, and that this response is led by y'all. So if you want to get involved, the preparedness committee folks have a table in the hall. If you can volunteer in Crisfield, they'll need all the hands they can get. If you want to help prepare your parish, I know they're still looking for help with that. So any way that you can get involved is hugely helpful. We're building a network around the country so that other folks from other places will also be able to come here and help. In the same way that if a disaster happens, farther south, that you all will be able to respond there. I know that many of you responded in Mississippi after Katrina. So I look forward to this relationship. I'm viewing this as a hello to the Diocese of Easton, and that we'll be around a lot in the next couple of years. I know that we're excited to be partnering with you in this ministry going forward.
Before you sit down, do you want to share with them some of the, or what you're doing with the grant?
Yeah. So we're not just partnering hypothetically. We're partnering the church around the world as well, especially in the U.S., but our global partners as well. We're incredibly generous with Sandy response efforts. So we're able to financially partner with the Diocese of Easton. First, they're looking to hire a diocesan coordinator to help connect the Episcopal churches here in Easton with that response work in Crisfield. And there's a job description, right?
Job description hasn't been developed yet. It hasn't been.
It's on the table. It's on the table. So if you know of anyone that would want to be that liaison person, that position description is out on the table. And then we're also developing the protocols to be able to directly fund some building materials to fund the folks that are the most vulnerable in that community. They don't have the resources they need to recover. So we're looking at probably a $250,000 grant over the course of this year, with funding opportunities also going into next year to help that community recover and to help you all engage in that mission relationship in that community.